Ahead on WLOV Fox News at 9, a Mississippi community will need to wait a little longer to have its one and only grocery store back in business. Plus, 'tis the season for parades, and there are dozens ahead over the next few weeks. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kalisha Whitman, in tonight for Emily Leonard. Let's get right to the news. Now, this one's got a lot of people talking. Police are investigating an incident this morning at a Biloxi Waffle House where a man killed a woman after she asked him not to smoke. It happened around 1 a.m. The customer, Johnny Max Mount, argued with an employee about smoking a cigarette. Police say he pulled out a handgun and shot the woman in the head. The woman died on the way to the hospital. The suspect was outside the restaurant when police arrived and surrendered without incident. He's charged with first-degree murder, and a judge set bond at $2 million. In Neshoba County, one man is in custody after shooting a relative and setting fire to his house. Authorities were called to a fire on County Road 101 this week. When crews arrived, they searched the home. They found the victim on the floor, dead from an apparent gunshot blast. Deputies discovered Victor McBeath in the woods behind the house. He lived in the home with the victim. He's charged with murder and arson. He remains in jail without bond. Columbus police do not suspect any foul play in the death of a woman whose body was found in an East Columbus neighborhood this morning. Columbus Police Chief Frederick Shelton says the unidentified woman had a history of heart problems, which might have contributed to her death. Her body was turned over to the Lowndes County coroner. A neighbor says he found her at a duplex on 516 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. She had only lived in the duplex for about 3 weeks. Authorities have now released the name of the woman who died in that Thanksgiving Day traffic accident in Oxford. The two-vehicle accident happened along Highway 6 between South Lamar and Old Taylor Road around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. The Lafayette County coroner says 37-year-old Virginia Dillard of Oxford died at the scene. Police believe alcohol may have played a role in that accident. It now looks like Winona's only grocery store may not open next month as originally planned. Construction crews are still racing to try to meet the self-imposed deadline. The Super Value burned July 21st from an electrical fire. The operations manager for Kosciuszko-based Potter & Sims said the company hoped to have it finished by December, but today the mayor said he wasn't sure if it would make it. Potter & Sims had the Winona store almost 30 years. It owns 11 others in North and Central Mississippi. And in North Mississippi Health Services, Webster County branch has officially taken over the hospital building owned by Montgomery County in Kilmichael. But the medical clinic planned for the east end of the building has not opened yet. Officials say it could be open by mid-December. The hospital closed a year ago under financial pressures. North Mississippi Health Services operates the hospital and medical clinic in Eupora and is using the Montgomery County operation as an extension of those services. Meantime, local Montgomery County residents took time to honor a local leader with a special dedication. Dewey Townsend is remembered in Winona as a longtime educator, school board member, economic development board member, and community leader. He was honored today. Part of Highway 51 from Summit Street to Highway 82 through Winona was named in his honor. His wife, Olivia, his sons, daughters, and grandchildren, along with many friends and former students, were on hand. Townsend was a teacher for more than 36 years. He died last year at age 96. Today, the family handed out 4 scholarships in his honor. Now that Thanksgiving is out of the way, get ready for a long string of Christmas parades in communities across North Mississippi. The first local parade happen in New Albany, Starkville, Nettleton, Belmont, and Winona. But that's the tip of the iceberg. More than 60 parades are scheduled over the next 3 weeks. Now, if you're curious about what day your parade will be held, we'll just log on to WLOV.com and look for the parade calendar. And if your community is having one and it's not listed, well, all you need to do is just send us an email to news@WLOV.com and we'll be sure to add it for you. This is also the weekend when many families put up Christmas lights and set up outdoor displays. Now, if you think decorating around the house is exhausting, imagine setting up lights and displays for an entire city park. Tupelo Park and Rec employees have been checking lights and string cables for the past couple of days out at Ballard Park, of course. Now, there are literally thousands of lights in the display, and all of them have been checked not once but twice individually. The annual lighting of the park takes place this Monday, November 30th at 6 p.m. All it took was a drive around town today to realize this is not a normal Friday. Thousands were in town to take part in the after Thanksgiving sales, and as WLOV's Susan Parker shows us, it's all a ritual known as Black Friday. In other news today, President Obama and other world leaders will soon be in Paris for an important summit meeting on climate change. The president and his team refer to the issue as more threatening than terrorism, and some may think that's a little ill-advised 2 weeks after the Paris terror attacks. From Fox News, James Rosen has the story tonight from the White House. We still have more news ahead. Coming up, we'll see how a small building has made a big difference in the Saltillo community. That's next. Please stay with us. Welcome back. It all started when a local church shut its doors and gave the building to another congregation on one condition. The First Baptist Church in Saltillo had to find a way to bless others through this gift. And tonight's Positively Mississippi, WLOV's Katrina Berry shows us how a small building is now bursting at the seams with big ideas and a vision. The First Baptist Church in Saltillo also has a church service at the Freedom Community Center on Sundays at 9. Up next, time is running out on this year's Food for Families food drive. That's next. Please don't go away. And here's something to think about while you're out shopping this weekend. There are a lot of families across North Mississippi that are not as fortunate this holiday season. We ask that you take a moment to pick up a can or two that you can donate to help our Food for Families food drive. You can leave your donations at any MSU extension service or Tupelo downtown merchant. Our goal is to make sure every family knows the joy of a full meal this holiday season. And it's a big night for high school football. A win tonight guarantees a chance to win the state title next weekend. A loss and the season's over. WLOV's sports director Jim Holder talks high school football next. Stay with us. Join Katrina Berry and meteorologist Joel Young weekdays at 7 a.m. for WLOV this morning. Up next, the Big Bang Theory. But before we go, John, give us a final look at that.
That looks mild right there. We're only dropping down into the 60s tonight. As a matter of fact, around 11 o'clock, 61 degrees. We'll be down into the upper 50s, lower 60s for overnight lows. There's your 7-day outlook. A little bit rainy later tomorrow night into portions of Sunday and Monday. After that, we taper temperatures and taper chances for rain.
Okay, I like the taper part of that.
All right.
Well, for John and everyone else here at WLOV Fox News, I'm Kalisha Whitman. We hope you have a great rest of your night. Bye, guys.